with the touch of a button, I'm going to air down all 4 tyres at once. Alright, so I don't have to get on my knees, watch it, get a stick, poke it into the tyre, anything like that. What I've got is this thing from Essential 4x4, it's called a More Deflate. Have a look at it. Plus, I've also got the ARB air control system. So that's all hidden underneath my floor. And essentially, before I could pump up 1 tyre or down, pump down 1 tyre, and I can do it by the touch of my phone, just press it and it goes down. But now with this More Deflate thing, I'll show you what it is. So it's this alien looking air hosey thing. And I've got it going to all 4 wheels. But now, me as a YouTuber, I can do this video and not worry about it. So we're at Mount Cole. I'm setting the pressures for 18 for this trip. So once it's all hooked up, I can just press the button on my phone in the app and everything is going to go to 18 and stop. There it is. Oh, it's going to do it again. Come on, 18. That's 19, not 18. No, I was going to leave it at 19. I can live with that. Right, that worked pretty good. But with my Easy Off-Road screen, it measures in kilopascals, and who knows what number you're supposed to be at for 18 psi there. So we're going to go back to Steve's car now, look at the TPMS sensor, because this will serve 2 purposes. One, I wanted to see how accurate the gauge was that can control all of this if we're not doing it through the ARB air control system. And also, we're parked on quite a slant here at the moment, and I want to know whether it can do left and right consistently. All right, let's get this thing going. All right, so Steve-O's sitting at 38. Essentially, so we just moved this valve. It's probably easier with 2 hands. Can you see that? There we go. It's dropping, and then I can hold it, and it drops to 36. So because it's a bit tricky to hold a camera and do this at the same time, I'm just going to go ahead and do this manually. Let's see what the TPMS is doing. Is it going down equally? That's the big question. Oh yeah? I don't know if you can see that. It's all going down evenly. I trust the TPMS a lot in these cars. I've always found them to be very accurate. So let's see what it says on the gauge compared to the TPMS. So speed-wise, when I did it on my car, I would say it takes about the same time through air control as going around doing all 4 tyres manually, so there's no time saving there. But when you're like going straight out the outlet like we are here, it's definitely doing it quicker. Alright, it is pretty consistent. Maybe the rear left is a tad quicker than the rest, but then the front right is, so there's probably not a lot in that. It just might be a bit of a kink. Alright, bottom left's on 18. Hold it there, Steve. Alright, so I did get, ever so slight inconsistency. So disconnect the rear left for us, Steve.
Probably because we're sitting on a bit of an angle too, yeah?
Well, maybe, but then the front left would do that too.
Yeah.
Alright, now open it up again. Oh look, it's actually popped up to 19 anyway when we disconnected it. So I think it actually was. Alright. We'll let it go down to 18, then we're going to have to go back to that and make it 18. 17. Oh, it went from 19 to 17. Alright, hold it there. All right, let's disconnect them and see what they pop, see if they return back up maybe. Let's see what the gauge is looking like. This is saying 16.4 and it was saying 17 on the dash. That's pretty close. All right, let's disconnect them. All right, come back, look in. I'll have a look at that. They were all consistent except the one we downed, the rear left went to return to 19. So maybe put the rear left back on and we'll just drop that to 17 to match the rest, Steve. Yeah. So that was an interesting test. We doubted the system, but I should have just left it alone. It actually did everything properly. So, all right, airing down, it was quicker, it did it accurately, happy with that. We're gonna go and do some wheeling and we'll come back and pump them up, well, at the end of the trip.
Oh, honey, this feels really bad.
Where's the line, honestly?
I don't think there is a line.
So when we were at Mount Cole a few weeks ago, had an abrupt ending and I couldn't finish the Mortarflate inflation side of it because my son broke his collarbone and it was a quick get out of here sort of deal. But now we're at Bentleby Ranges and what a perfect time to set it up and show you how it's done. So on this Y62 Patrol, we've got the air outlet just at the back here and we plug the Mortarflate in, turn it on, and it's sitting at 20 psi if you can see that at the moment. Connected it to each of the wheels, this side and this side, and the aim is now we're going to pump up all 4 tyres at once. So we'll see how long it takes as well. Okay, set the stopwatch and start, pull this little collar, off we go. Open up back there. You'll also notice the car's not running. So we put a DCS80 lithium start battery in this car and we don't have to run the car anymore. It's so good. And you can hear the compressors going hard. It's not lacking voltage at all. So the way it connects to each tyre is this little push fitting. Just push it on and push the collar on. It's pretty easy. And it means you're down on the dirt for seconds, not minutes. Let's see where we're up to. 5 minutes exactly. We're targeting 38 at the front. I'll take that. And we're going to do 40, probably 42, 43 on the back. So now to just change it, it's as easy as that. That. And then we keep going until we get to our 42. We ended up with the rears because they went a bit quicker, 44. So because we're towing today, that's probably not a bad thing. So essentially, that's a quick way of airing up. Or how long did it take? Probably 20 seconds ago. So just, I don't know, 6.5 minutes, we'll say. There you go. And I say essentially because that's where this product comes from, a company called Essential 4x4. I'll put the link in the description if you want to go and buy this thing. It's not something that we're selling at Dash currently, maybe one day. But yeah, cool product. Essential 4x4 is another company, kind of like Dash Off-Road, but like 2 or 3 years what we were doing then and just starting up. So you can go and support them. They're heavily in the 200 market, but like all 200 owners, we'll convert them one day. Hope you like this vid and the Mortarflate by Essential 4x4. Lastly, full disclosure, this is a sponsored video. However, we did a parts exchange. So I gave Essential 4x4 some parts. They gave me the Mortarflate. And yeah, so you know exactly my interest in this video.